Hello, can I ask you something?
Ask away, stranger.
It's a hard life in the desert, isn't it?
The only one worth living.
What do you think of the priestess?
She is the only one who knows how to handle the shard. Thanks to her goodness, we don't have to fear the fire anymore. She enjoys our greatest respect.
What do you know about Zerzur?
To search for it is meaningless. The wind alone has the power to reveal the city.
The wind? What has that got to do with it?
It forms the sand, spins it around, moves dunes and mountains. If you anger it, it will take away your sight of the heavens, and you will never ever find your way back.
The crystal on the altar. Why is it worshipped?
Why do you ask? Because it comes from the sun, of course.
Of course. And how did it get here?
How? It fell from the sky.
Right on top of the priestess, I take it.
Yes, and it bleached her eyes and her hair. It was so bright.
And her wits?
It has granted her great power over the fire. Since she has been here, it only flares up with her permission.
So, does that mean that every time you want to roast a piece of meat, the priestess has to bless it?
Quite right. As a thanks for her goodwill, she gets half of the meal.
And anyone who doesn't obey goes up in flames?
In the beginning it was always tents that were set on fire. But since then, we have become accustomed to the power of the shard.
The power of the shard? Now that you have it, what are you going to do with the shard?
Nothing at all. We worship it. When the sun wants it back, then it will make it light up.
So it would light up?
That's what the priestess said.
And that's why it lies in the shade, yes? Without sunlight, it will never light up, and the rule of the priestess will last forever.
What's that you're saying? It's a shard from the sun. It doesn't need any sunlight. If it needs to, it will light itself.
Goodbye.
May the wind always be at your back, stranger.
One of the Bedouins, barely recognizable as a woman under that mask. Good lady, can I ask you something?
Nothing that I couldn't also answer.
Who'd have thought it? Sand in the desert. Nobody will notice if I take a handful with me. Cloth, bags, lanterns, pretty well all the things that should be sold by the merchants in Tripoli. Empty. One of those tents that breed here in the desert. You could polish it back up again. That gives me a rather gleaming idea. Why don't we see if we can help the sun get its shard to light up? There's a small circle of painted stones around the altar, all of them resembling the key fragment. It won't rub itself down. Something's still missing. The sand and water make a good abrasive medium. The inside of the shield is nice and smooth now, but it's not shining yet. The shield doesn't reflect well enough. It would seem that washing is dried in the same way everywhere. I've got enough clothing, but maybe I can still use that piece of cloth. Polished to a shine. Good idea, but I ought to set it down somewhere. Good idea, but I ought to set it down somewhere. It seems to me as though the sun shines a little more brightly here than in the rest of the desert. This is a good place for the mirror. I just have to find the right angle.
The sun's splinter is glowing. Look! Look!
Oops. Has the mirror moved?
The sun is reclaiming its splinter.
No! No! It can't be! It can't be! Ah!
Damn, that wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, the poor woman. However, I'm not going to get a better opportunity than this. That's how you do it. Guess what the Nomad priestess knew?
That you dream of Jamila night and day.
Ruffy, why don't you just leave it?
Why? What he says is true.
Please forgive the interruption. But what did the priestess know?
How many key fragments there are in total? 12!
12? How does she know? Does she come from Zerzur too?
Yes, but believe me, she isn't very friendly all the same.
Then you two must have really hit it off.
I'd rather say nothing to her than talk rubbish. Venerable Amir?
Yes, my young friend.
The mountain that we can see from here, do you know it?
That is Mount Sababa, the forefinger. It shows every desert wanderer the way.
I'll look around.
Yes, do that.
My brother needs to rest. I haven't really got anything to ask him at the moment. My brother needs to rest. I haven't really got anything to ask him at the moment. It says statue 132 on the plinth. It could be the right one. Well, if it's the wrong statue, then I'm about to find out. That's the statue that should open up the way into the map room. There has to be something in the plinth. The front side of it can be pushed in, but I can't do it alone. Hello, Raffi.
Hey, Theodorus, what's the plan?
Help me, Raffi.
Have you touched the slab already? How do you feel?
Good. I'm absolutely sure it's the right one. Now give me a hand.
We can't do it like this. If we had some oil or another lubricant, then perhaps...
See you later.
Yes.
Hello, Raffi.
Hey, Theodorus, what's the plan?
Raffi, let's try again.
Yes, now it's starting to move.
So let's see where this passage leads to.
I'll tell the others.
The map room. Look here, a huge relief map.
Ugh, it smells as though generations of rats have died and been reborn here.
You could be right. Who knows how long this room has been sealed? Ramon, come here. You have to see this.
I'm coming.
This relief here must be the map. There are distinctive points engraved in it.
A statue? Mountains?
The statue could be the temple that we're in right now.
Exactly. And there's Mount Sababa. There's a river, and there, the sea.
Yes. Strange. And what's this bird in the sea?
That's the symbol for Zerzur. That can't be right. Zerzur is in the middle of the desert, not in the sea.
Perhaps you're just looking for the wrong city. Not Zerzura, but Atlantis. No wonder no one can find it.
Perhaps the sea is also just a symbol for the endless breadth of the desert.
There seems to be something else engraved next to the bird. It could be the symbol for distance.
Really? There's another little symbol. What can it mean?
Where? Ah, that is the Egyptian symbol for distance.
You think that this symbol stands for Zerzura?
The dove, yes. But Zerzura doesn't lie in the Mediterranean, that much is sure.
That's the mountain called Sababa. It's well used in the desert for helping to navigate.
That's here.
That could be the ruined building that stands by the watering point.
The same symbol as in Tripoli.
Yes, it means city. That's not Zerzura, though.
That has to be a really well-known oasis.
That'll be a river.
That's exactly where Tripoli is. I recognize the coastline.
What does this little symbol mean? Here in the mountains.
That's the symbol for direction.
It's a pretty large and barren mountain.
And yet another oversized statue, this time with a cat's head.
This figure represents Bastet, the Egyptian goddess of love and fertility.
That's the Mediterranean. You think that this symbol stands for Zerzura?
The dove, yes. But Zerzura doesn't lie in the Mediterranean, that much is sure.
My brother needs to rest. I haven't really got anything to ask him at the moment.
It's a pretty large and barren mountain.
I don't have anything to ask the Emir at the moment. chat with Rafi. I'd rather say nothing. That'll be a river. What does this little symbol mean?
That's the symbol for...
We'll head back to the water.